Once upon a time, I had an idea for what I was going to do for a 500 subscriber special, and then I scrapped the idea entirely. So, what I'm thinking that we're going to do today, as the 500 subscriber special, as we're going to call it, is we're going to go through a deeper part of my life that I don't talk about all too often. But if you've been watching the Mario Wonder playthrough that happened, you may have picked up on it, which is that I watch anime. I know, shocking, right? The Pokemon YouTuber watches anime. But I thought today we might sit down and look through my MyAnimeList at the things that I have watched, and I can give my takes on shows that I liked, shows I didn't like. I will say I have a lot listed here, so I won't touch on any too much unless I feel very strongly about it. So I by no means am saying that I am an anime expert. I have not seen every anime out there. There's a lot of animes I haven't seen yet. Like, I haven't seen Bleach. I haven't seen Dragon Ball. I haven't seen Black Clover, just to name a couple. I haven't seen a bunch of these larger shows. I've seen a bunch of little ones though, like 24 to 12 episodes, somewhere in there. So I think we can just go through and I'll just talk about shows that I liked, shows that I didn't like, what some of my favorites are. Now, my least favorite thing about MyAnimeList, though, is that they split up seasons as their own thing. So you'll see, like, Kaguya-sama Love is War Season 3 is rated up here. And maybe Season 2 is, like, way down here. I don't remember where I put anything. And some of these ratings I might feel differently about now than I did before. So we'll see how it goes. If you guys enjoy it, leave a like down below. If you want to know more about any one of these shows, I highly recommend checking it out if it seems interesting to you. We're not going to go over all 144. Now, also, most of these are Pokemon, so I will preface that. But we're not going to go over all 144. I might touch on some of them, though. So I have this sorted right now from 10 all the way down to 1. Things I gave a 10, things I gave a 1. Now, just because it has a 10 doesn't mean it's the best of all time. It just means that I enjoyed it the most. I had the most amount of fun watching it, or I think it's like a really good story. I just had fun watching it. So, up at the top up here, we have One Piece, which I am current on. I've not updated my thing in a couple of weeks, but I am current on One Piece. It took me a year and a half to get caught up on it, and I loved it. I love this show. I don't care what you say about it being mid, whatever. I enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun. Yes, it's 1,000-something episodes at this point. But I said the same thing in August of 2022 when I started it. I said, this is a long show. I'm never going to get caught up. You watch 3 a day, you're caught up in a couple months. So I enjoy One Piece. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I just think the characters are awesome. I think the story is constantly evolving. I think it's just so good. Second on this list, I do have Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And while most people might rate this as like an 8 or a 9, I rate it as a 10 because it's the one that got me into anime. I was very like, I'm not watching anime for a very long time. And then one day coming back from a road trip, I'm in the car and I'm just scrolling Netflix and I'm like, I don't even know what this Full Metal Alchemist thing is. Let's check it out. And this was actually the original Full Metal Alchemist, but I watched all of it and I said, that was really good. What's Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? Is it a sequel? So I watched Brotherhood. It's the same show, except Brotherhood is much more accurate to what the manga is. It's just so much better in every way. It's a great story. You connect with the characters. It's so fun. In third here, I have Kaguya-sama Love is War Ultra Romantic, which I believe is the last season, maybe the second to last season. Either way, I love this show. It's so good. It's fun. It's goofy. It's everything you need in a rom-com. Plus, I'm telling you, if you haven't seen Kaguya-sama, it's so funny. I think it's one of the few shows that you can watch in sub or dub and get a very similar experience both ways. I think that the narrator in the English dub is so good. The narrator in the dub is Ian Sinclair, who also voices Brook in One Piece, among a million other things. But that's just like one of his most notable roles. Also one that I've seen. He knocks it out of the park every episode. It's so good. You have to watch Kaguya-sama. Fourth, I have Spy Family, or Spy X Family, however you want to pronounce it. I do not care. You can get mad at me all you want. I do not care. I'll just give you clown emojis in the comments section. The first season of Spy Family is one of the cutest things I've ever seen. It has like the action of like a little like action adventure, but it's also funny and it's cute and it's honestly just a joy. I love Spy Family season 1. Now from here on out, I don't know if there's a way to edit the way in which these are ordered. So it's very, very odd. From here on out, it's just 9s, and I don't know how to change the order of them. Pokemon, the first movie, banger movie. Pokemon Heroes, banger movie. That's the one that has Latios and Latias, which is awesome. That's my favorite one. I think that was my favorite one over the first movie, but it's still just a 9 because it's a Pokemon movie. Toradora down here, I thought it was good when I watched it. I kind of want to go back and watch it again because I feel like I wouldn't rate it a 9 now that I've seen other things like Kaguya-sama. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was a cute premise. I have no other notes about it. I gave it a 9. I might go back and rewatch it again just to really confirm, like, is it a 9? Attack on Titan, season 1. This is specifically season 1, I believe. I have up here in 9 points, and AOT season 2 is here as well, that you can see. It took me 2 tries to get into Attack on Titan. The first time I watched the first episode, and I was like, I don't know. This is a little too gory for me. So I took a step back. I didn't watch it. I watched like a bunch of other things, and eventually when they announced the final season, part 1, season 1, episode 2, I was like, okay, fine, I'll just watch it. And I watched like the whole thing, and I thought, wow, this is a really, really good show, actually. He's got to get past like the heavy amounts of gore, you know? But Attack on Titan, I thought was very good. It just ended. I'm very glad it's finally over. It's a long quest. Your Lie in April. I can't listen to the song without crying to this day. I watched this show 2 years ago. I watched the show like mid-COVID, and I still cry every time I hear this. It's so good. Just go watch it, guys. If you haven't, I feel like everyone's seen it. If you haven't seen it, you have to. If you're an anime fan and you haven't seen Your Lie in April, you got to just sit down and watch it. It's one of you just got to sit down and do it. So I don't know why Stardust Crusaders is split in half. To be completely, I have no idea why. Battle in Egypt, which I believe is just like the second half of that season, is so good though. Oh my god, JoJo's is so good in the second arc of that season. It felt like for a while that arc was kind of dragging. It was just like one thing after another, and there was like, how many hijinks can JoJo get into today? But then in the second arc, they really started to pull it together. It's very good. I want to go back and read JoJo's to see what I missed. I don't have the ability to read. Reading's hard. I don't like doing it. A Silent Voice, beautiful movie. You have to watch it if you haven't seen it. Erased, you know, it's a show that like it's very good. I feel like a lot of people have seen this one. It's very good. There's no other way to explain it. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable. I mean, Josuke Joestar is just like the GOAT. I mean, Jotaro's the GOAT, but Josuke's awesome. I like the villains in this one. I like the supporting cast in this one. I just think it's really good. I think Diamond is Unbreakable is really, really good. Your Name, heartbreaker of a movie, awesome. Kaguya-sama Love is War season 1, that's what this is. It's the one that set the premise for me. It's awesome. It's a 9 out of 10. This one only eclipses this one because of the ending. That's the only difference. Otherwise, this one, they would both be 9s in my opinion. Demon Slayer, yeah, I mean, it's very good. The first season I really, really like of this show. The other ones are a little bit further down. Kaguya-sama Love is War season 2, also just sitting right here. Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 is sitting right here. I think it's very, very good, very well animated. I don't know if I could tell you a plot point from that season though. Now that I'm thinking about it. No, I don't think I can tell you a plot point from that season. Other than like eating the fingers in like episode 5 or whatever. I remember the opening. I don't remember how it ends though. Horimiya is a very cute rom-com. It's much more serious. It's less of a rom-com. It's more just a romance. It's cute. Everyone knows about Chainsaw Man. Everyone knows Chainsaw Man is good. I know people are mad because of how it was adapted, but someone who's again, I've never read it. I've never read the only thing I've ever read was the Pokemon Adventures and some of One Piece. That's it. So I don't necessarily care about how it was adapted. It looked good. It was impressive. I don't know if the show is going to hold my attention much longer at its current pace. Every now and then I'll watch a show like Bocchi the Rock, and I'll think to myself, this might be the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. The character of Bocchi is very relatable. Just like the nerves and the jitters about everything. Like I really like Bocchi as a character. All of her friends, they compliment her really, really well. She's just really good. Cowboy Bebop is one that I watched and I appreciated it and I understood why people liked it. It didn't entirely do it for me to the level that it does it for other people. That's just my take. I understand why it's some people's favorite of all time. For me, it's an 8 out of 10. That's just my honest take. I watched all of Naruto. I watched all of Naruto Shippuden. They would be much higher on my list. Like, they'd be high 8s, low 9s if it's like 80% of the show wasn't just filler. If Shippuden actually just like went ahead and just did Shippuden, it'd be fine. It'd be good. I would appreciate it more. Hunter x Hunter, I don't know why they separate out Greed Island. Also, I don't know why was Greed Island only 8 episodes? Wait, hold on. I thought that arc was like much longer than that. I thought Greed Island was pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was pretty fun. Hunter x Hunter, very good show. I can't wait for it to keep going. Actually, I think they might just I think they'll just do another reboot of it. It's been what, like 10 years since the last reboot? And it was 10 years before that. We're due for another reboot of Hunter x Hunter he's making more. They could make more. The original series of Pokemon is an 8 out of 10. Like on par with some of these other shows here. It's funny. It's Pokemon, right? It's Pokemon, but I think it's very funny. I believe this one also counts Johto as a part of it. I don't think it says, but yeah. Indigo League, Orange Islands, Johto League Champions, and Master Quest. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's a solid amount of episodes. This is where the show was its best, I think, in terms of comedy, in terms of story. I think it peaked in battles right here in Diamond and Pearl. The Diamond and Pearl and whatever the second part of Diamond and Pearl is. Unless this is the entirety of Diamond and Pearl all wrapped up in one. Let's see. Galactic Battles, Sinnoh. Okay, so this is the entirety of Sinnoh. No, yeah, this is where the show peaked for a long time. We might not even see Black in this video. Destiny Deoxys is a great movie. I like it. Death Note took me 3 tries to get through. I didn't understand it the first 2 episodes, so I stopped. And then I went back later and I watched the first 3 episodes, and I stopped. And then I was finally like, dude, just fine. Let's just sit down. Let's just watch the entire thing. Let's just get through it. I got through it. It was good. It's like a psychological thriller. It's very good. I understand why people love Death Note, is what I'm trying to say. Code Geass. Season 1 is way better than Season 2. I don't know why Season 2 is a 8. I would probably change that. I think I'd probably give that a 7. I didn't like Season 2 as much as Season 1. Shippuden is 500 episodes long, and only about 120 of them matter, which is absurd. Hunter x Hunter. It's a great show. It's a great show. It's great. I love it. I wish it was finished, so we gotta wait for that to happen. Devil is a Part-Timer, Season 1. I thought Season 1 was like a funny little haha, you know? Like what's really the plot here? You know? I thought it was good, though. Season 2, I have no idea what's going on. Absolutely zero. No clue what is going on in that season. I've actually stopped watching it. I'm just gonna wait till it's done, and then I'm gonna watch it, the whole thing. And then I'll figure out what the story is there. Pokemon Origins is a special. It's great, though. You gotta watch Pokemon Origins. Alright, look, I know. I know, the volleyball anime. Look, I didn't like volleyball for the longest time. Ask any of my friends, they'll tell you I've hated on volleyball for years. This show made me understand volleyball. It's good. It's good. It's a good show. It's a good sports anime. Let's rewind a little bit. It's a very good sports anime. I haven't encountered an arc of Haikyuu yet that I haven't liked. Let's put it that way. Assassination Classroom Season 1 and Season 2 are both bangers. Both bangers. XYZ, great arc of Pokemon. Ash should have won. Ash Greninja was goated. Alon cheated. That's my take. All right, we gotta talk about My Hero Academia. There are certain seasons of My Hero. I don't know if I could tell you which ones that I like way more than others. I think they're all just floating around 7 or 8. I don't know which seasons count as what in My Hero, but there are some arcs of it, like for instance, I really like the sports festival arc. I actually really like the training arc out in the woods. I like the first season. I like the season where he trained with Gran Torino. I thought that was pretty cool. Other than that, though, I mean, like, the one where they raided the base. That's a cool little section of the season. The one led by Overdrive, whatever his name was. I don't remember what any of their names are. But like, My Hero will have sections that are like complete duds, and I'm just like, oh, this stinks. This is not. I'm not having fun watching this show right now. And for a show like My Hero, you need to be having fun watching it, or you're gonna hate it. You can't just get by on My Hero with it just being My Hero Academia. That time I got reincarnated as a slime, I watched the first season because I thought it had a really goofy name. And I found out I actually kind of like it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a little goofy. Rimuru is just a little goober. The Promised Netherland Season 1 is up here. Season 1. Season 1. JoJo's Golden Wind. For me, Golden Wind, like animation wise, awesome. Giorno is a pretty cool character. Gotta like Giorno. I think the story at some points was a little confusing, but it's JoJo's. That's just how it goes. It's a bizarre adventure after all. Fire Force got weird in some places. I don't like how they do that one. You know what character I'm talking about. I don't like how they do that one character. Attack on Titan, the final season. I don't know if they split it up between like final season, XYZ, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. The final season of Attack on Titan, very good. Some people are going to be mad at me that Attack on Titan's final season is in 8 points. But to be completely honest, you lost me when it became all about Nazis. Great Pretender was, I believe, a Netflix original. Very cool little heist show. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Mugen Train was cool. Rest in peace, Rengoku. To Your Eternity. I have a love-hate relationship with this show. I liked the first season, some parts of it, and I didn't like the season, some parts of it. And second season was the same way. Like the 20 episodes is way too long to hold my attention with a show that has that little going on in it at any given point in time. Okay, so if you don't know what A Day Before Us is, you should. It's a super cutesy thing. I believe the entire thing's on YouTube. I believe it's all on YouTube. It's cute. It's all just about like some characters and what they were like. Oh, is this 0? Is this part 0? What was the school? Where's the original one? Where's the original? So I just realized down here, so I had to add them in, that I only had the prequel to this part. They're all in 8 out of 10. They're all like, I think they're like 3 minutes long. It's like 19 little shorts. I thought they were great though. I loved it. I thought it was very cute. It's all about a group of friends who, I believe they all get in a relationship with each other. But it was cute. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Aoashi is one of my favorite sports animes I've seen. I say that in complete earnest. It's a very, very good soccer anime. I actually learned a ton about soccer by watching this anime, which, I don't know, maybe is not the best benchmark for if a show's good. But I enjoyed it. and I learned a little bit about what it's like to play defense on soccer. Insomniac's After School is probably the one I've watched the most recently on this list. It's very cute. It's about kids who have, it's about two kids who have insomnia, and instead of like just drowning in misery, they take up nighttime photography. It's very cute. It's very fun, and they learn to overcome their insomnia together. It's great. JJK Season 2, I have no idea how many episodes are out right now. It might be 23 already. I have not updated this in a while. JJK Season 2 is going on right now. At the time of my recording this, I think it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. So there's going to be a lot of Pokemon movies down in the 7-point tier. I'm just going to kind of try and fly through my 7s right here, though. Gurren Lagann, they had me until they became galaxy-sized robots. Soul Eater, I wish it had a real ending. Blue Exorcist, it just kind of felt like every other magic show I've ever seen, but it looked good, I guess. So we'll give it that. JoJo's first season, I thought JoJo's season 1 was incredibly dull. I'm sorry. That's just my take on it. I thought it was very dull. Kill la Kill, I felt awkward watching it. Noragami, I don't know why I gave it a 7 out of 2, honestly. I feel like, or a 7 out of 10. I feel like it's more like a 6 out of 10. People love this show. I thought the plot was inconsistent and lacking in some parts. One Punch Man, I watched the first season of One Punch Man, and I didn't really care to watch any more of it, actually. So I don't think I've even seen season 2. Maybe I saw season 2, but I definitely have not seen season 3. This is the second part of Noragami. It's the same as the first one. Yeah, I watched Konosuba. It's a show. Do you ever want to feel really weird and gross watching a show? You watch Konosuba. Kazaniver was an interesting show, and I'm totally forgetting now that I even watched it. It's a show about like a company that links pain between like 7 or 8 kids' brains or something like that. So it's supposed to be like just physical pain, but eventually it becomes like their mental pain too. So they'll hear what each other's saying about them in their heads. It becomes like a really, really freaky show, and then they all start to like fight. It was weird. Yes, I also watched Konosuba season 2. Psyche K, very similar to Mob Psycho in a lot of ways. There's no way there's 120 episodes of that show, and I watched all of it. There's no way there's 120 episodes of that show. I do not believe that for a second. And a part 2. There's no way there's 144 episodes of Psyche K. There's no way that I watched all of it too. Megalobox was interesting. I thought I liked the ending for it more than I liked like the rest of the show, actually. I feel like some people don't like it. And I thought it was good. This show right here drove me a little nuts, actually. The first season was fine. It was fine. You know, it felt like I was watching a Disney show or like a Nick Kids show or someone on PBS. It got really old really fast with the whole like, science is gonna fix everything, and then like teaching us how to do chemical equations. I'm like, okay, I am not the target audience for this show. It got real old real fast. There's a reason you do not see season 2 or season 3 up here. Pokemon Journeys. I have to talk about Pokemon Journeys for a second. I did not like Pokemon Journeys when it first started. I didn't like the character of Go. I didn't like how fast Go was moving through the motions. I also never liked Ash's team, but they did him justice in the end. I think it was probably, in my honest opinion, the worst team Ash Ketchum has brought to a league, if excluding Unova. The fact that is the team that got Ash to a championship, lunacy. Absolute lunacy. There's no way there's more OMNAs of Psyche K, and I also watched that. I did not like the show that much. Why did I watch so much of it? Super Cub is super cute. It's a show about a girl who, I guess, doesn't have any parents, and she's very poor and lives by herself, and she's in high school. But she has a little cub, like a bike. It's a motorcycle, and she loves her motorcycle, and she rides her motorcycle, and she has friends who also ride motorcycles. And that's very, very cute, and I'm all about it. Fire Force Season 2 was more the same of the first one, except it was more weird with that first character, You know which one I'm talking about. God of High School was awesome, except for the fact that there's no second season, and it needs a second season in order to get this raised any, because as of right now, it just keeps dropping in my ranks. Farewell, My Dear Kramer, or Sayonara Watashi no Kramer, I think is the Japanese name for it, is a girls' high school soccer team anime that was coming out at the same time. I thought it was good. And then they never mentioned it again. And it felt like they were setting themselves up for a season 2. And I don't know if they ever got picked up. So there's only 3 results pertaining to this show. If you Google search a release date for season 2. It looks like the manga ended, but there was a movie? Oh, it's a prequel anime. It's a prequel film? Well, that's no fun. I want a season 2. Give me a season 2, guys. Entertainment District, I didn't love for Demon Slayer. I hated how the show started to get... This show never seemed to end. It just kept going. They just kept adding parts. They just kept adding parts to the final season. You could have just called it seasons 4, 5, 6, and 7. Instead, you called it the final season, part 1, part 2, episode 2. It just went on forever. Swordsmith Village, 7 out of 10. That's all I gotta say about it. It was okay. Heavenly Delusion was okay. I didn't love it. Actually, I think I might put it even lower. It's really tough to judge a show like this, where everything's going okay, and then they ruin it with the last episode. I did not think the show was going to go in that direction. They most certainly did. I didn't like it. To the point that I don't know if I'll watch the next season. Another show that did that for me was Sword Art Online. At the end of season 1 of Sword Art Online, I said I don't know if I can keep watching this. I tried to watch more. I just couldn't. The last arc of Pokemon to be a Pokemon Master, where they got Misty and Brock back in it for a little bit. It was cute. I liked it. 11 episodes, 7 out of 10. There's a ton of Pokemon movies down here. Like here's Sword Art Online Part 2. Right, 6 out of 10. It ruined it for me. I did watch One Punch Man Part 2. Oh, Maidens in Your Savage Season. I think I just spun a wheel on my list of things that had been mentioned at some point in my life. And this one is what came up. It's 12 episodes long, and I don't remember much about it other than the girls like to read, and they were learning things about themselves. Dr. Stone Stone Wars. This was 11 episodes. It felt like nothing happened in 11 episodes. Like, it was television. There was nothing happening. Wonder Egg Priority was good. The first 9 episodes. Then it stopped being as good. The detective is already dead. I never once understood what was happening in this show. That's just I knew it happened between like this part and this part, but it felt like they totally abandoned what happened in the future to just tell the story of what happened in the past, and they lost me. I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. Pokemon Horizons. I don't know why I have it as a 6. I haven't watched a ton of it so far. It's fine. You know, it's fine. Spy Family Season 2 is currently going on. It's picking up. It's been a tough start to Season 2. Yeah, here's SAO as a 5. I gave it a 5 because of the last episode. They totally lost me in that last episode. Dragon's Dogma, that's a show. It certainly exists. I certainly watched all 7 episodes of it on Netflix, and I certainly said, wow, that was a show. I watched Gun Gale, didn't love it. I'm gonna get a ton of flack for this one. I dropped Tokyo Ghoul. I watched 7 episodes of it, and I said, what the heck am I watching? And I gave up. At some point, I'll go back and I'll watch it again, I'm sure. That day is not coming soon. And the bottom thing I have on my list here is The Promised Neverland Season 2. If you watched it, you know why it's a 1 out of 10. There we have it. That is my entire MyAnimeList. Now I also have 100 and something other shows in a Google Doc that I have yet to watch. So if I didn't say your favorite anime, recommend it to me. Sell me on it. Tell me why I should watch your favorite anime. I'm completely open to suggestions. I'm completely open for discussion. I do not deal with rudeness though, so if you decide to be rude, I'm going to delete your comment. Who cares? I don't care. So with that being said, my name is Ethan. This is HardCap Games. Thank you again for 500 subscribers, everybody. I know it's a little bit late on the video. It's been almost a month and a half at this point. But hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.